Hello, Scott here with Founding Champions, and welcome back, my Patreon subscribers. So this video is exclusive to you guys, and it is about this particular card. It is called Chaos. The whole of the deck is called Chaos Turbo. That's what I've called it because this girl right here will rotate our cards a little bit faster than they normally would, and also deal more damage. And why I also call it turbo rotation, or turbo chaos turbo, is that your guys rotate to complete their quests a lot faster. So I mean, the early part of the game, the game just started, so this naming system might be pretty awkward. I don't really know what else to name at the time of the video, so feel free to comment. But the reason why our guys rotate fast is because, look, you have damage. I know removal is normally hard, but in Chaos it's not, because a lot of our guys will kill our own guys. And we do have removal spells. Or removal abilities, as they call it in this game. So once you get here, it's just damage, play a dude, and boom, you get her. Here, you have this combo right here, play a dude, and then usually the turn after you play him, he does damage. Right, so I will do damage, and then the next thing you'll do is play a dude, an ability, and boom, here you go. This guy won't rotate nearly as fast, but he does just increase our damage and give us that 2 points of health. So, we'll start off with +3 here, and then, just -1 here. So we'll start at 32. But this is also very easy. Almost any creature or any unit you play or any ability you play, most abilities you play will deal damage of some sort, and just play a dude, an ability. So really, once you get them looking like this, then it's easy. And then we do have demons, so just play a demon and boom. But he's the hardest one to rotate. And then him, of course, you just play a guy and an ability. So you just do a boom, 1-2 punch. And then over time, any guys will get them to go. But again, these two guys are the ones that are going to rotate very, very quickly. And then we'll work on these two after. Now, the reason why we want to rotate so dang fast is that Chaos Blessings are some of the best blessings in the game. So we have Unrivaled Battle Lust, 1 damage to yourself. And this is going to increase 3 damage on all fronts. So that could be a potential of 3, 6, 9, 12 extra damage here, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 8 again. So you can do quite a bit of damage in total with this. And you just do 1 damage to yourself. The first one won't do damage to yourself. It's an X, no ability. So it's not going to be like no ability and then increase damage by X. It's not how it's going to work. It's going to be nothing. Next is Skull Throne. Remove a guy and suddenly everything in our deck is going to do an extra point of damage. We do expect it to just stay in the 1 area. If it does go to 2, I mean, geez, that's going to be quite the long game. A lot of removing going on at that point, I guess. Outrageous Carnage. This is the weaker blessing in the deck, and you're just like, well, it does 4 damage and kills 3 lanes worth of guys. Yeah, it's actually probably the weakest blessing in our deck, but pretty self-explanatory. Lastly, Total Carnage. If you have 15 or less health, which you will do because you do a lot of damage to yourself as well, and your opponent, can get you down to 15 in just a few turns. That's usually how the game works. It increases your damage by 3. So that creature or whatever that did 2 damage, he's doing 5 damage instead. All right, now we'll go on to the units. Volkark Acolyte. This is just a select play against wizard decks. Wizards like to play more powerful cards, so we'll just jam this right in front of the wizard, so it doesn't really matter. All 4 of our guys can play them, so we'll just throw this right in front of whatever wizard is there. So especially great ability turn, or great selection of cards turn 1 especially. Next off is Blood Warrior Berserker. This is our spell manifested into a unit type of bonus, so it's going to make these 2 lanes do 1 bonus damage while also doing a damage himself, and then 2 by 2. So a nice buff card. This is one of the weakest cards in the deck right here, Twisting Screamer. We got 3 of them. This could be almost anything else, but I do like to have some toolboxy cards, some interesting ways to save ourselves. If you do want to remove this card for something else, feel free. But it's also a demon to help rotate this guy, the Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury. But this is probably one of the weaker cards in the deck that you can change without any issue. This guy here, now he is a 4 rotational guy, and this deck prefers to have 3 rotational guys. However, or 3 cornered guys. However, he just does so much damage, and then he does have that last stand effect. 3, 6, 7, 8. He could do like 8 damage. Valkia, you're not going to take extra damage for Valkia. You're going to 1 damage to yourself, and then use Valkia to 4 damage. And then he's going to naturally turn 1 damage to yourself. Valkia again, 4 damage. So this one card will do 8 damage, and then with your second action on his last corner, you'll just use this guy to kill him and do 2 more damage. So he can do like 10 damage by himself. Just a huge beat stick. Slashing Screamer, nice staple. Killing your opponent's dudes, very good for trying to move Valkia's first rotation or first clunky quest. So we'll put him to the side. Next is Insatiable Bloodreaver. Very good at also removing your own dudes to satisfy Valkia, but also set off the last stand abilities and some much needed gain health. We have here Bloodfear Wraithmonger. He'll do 3, 6, 9. You can have the ability to remove units, so you can do a 1-2 combo. Just boom, 2 damage to you, 1 damage to me. Boom, remove your guy, and then So that's the whole point with him. We got 3 of them. Unfortunately, Valkia, even though you do 3 to your opponent, you will do 2 to yourself at that point. So keep that in mind. Blood Hunt, staple. Demonic Fury. So our Bloodthirster will use this. And just nug him for 5. And then Furious Strike. A great card. Can potentially do a lot of damage. Does 5 damage turn 1. And helps our guys move their abilities. So each of our guys here have an ability in one of their corners, and she doesn't have one, but she does have damage abilities that will benefit off of that. And guys, that is the deck tech. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or comment. I do guarantee 24-hour response time to anything, so even if you want to send something silly, I will respond with something, and maybe I'll just say something, anything. So I will guarantee you a response to comments, messages, things like that. If you're not sending me a response through Patreon, not too many guarantees. It's hard for me to keep track if I have, even as few as, 3 or 4 Patreons. If y'all are trying to send me messages on Facebook and stuff, it's going to be a little difficult for me to know who's who. So, unless you let me know. So, thank you for watching, and hope you have a good one, guys.